LSU Tigers, ladies and gentlemen.
LSU.
They are expected by a lot to be about a 9-win team. Now, I'm going to try to lay out a case here. We're going to talk about a tiny bit of last year, which is not crazily important, but it is somewhat because it has some relevance. But they are a pretty good bit of a different team this year. They went 10-3. They lost 2 conference games last year, 6-2 in conference. And Ole Miss and Bama, of course, their losses.
Oh,
but Daniels is not there. Your Heisman quarterback.
He's gone.
He's not there.
Neighbors is gone.
Lost some of your receivers. Some of your backfield is a little different. Well, offensive line is going to be a little different.
One of their main backs went to Ole Miss. And wasn't very strong. Well, I mean, I'm going to let you present your case, but last year they struggled on defense.
That's the problem.
But I do think Kelly's a pretty good coach.
I do too. But at some point, they have 6 and 6 offense and defense back.
12 starters.
Yeah. I think they got their kickers, so probably put them at 13 or so back total.
Well, now, before you get started and tell us, I did see one publication that had them at number 7.
I'm just telling you.
In the country. I mean, I'm like, what? How? Oh, okay. But I'll listen to this and tell you what I think. I'll be honest.
I'm trying to, and I usually bump them. On most of these we do. I usually bump them a win.
Right. You do. You're pretty good about
I try
that.
to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to consider things like road games.
You got to.
Were you off the week before? Was the team you're playing on the road off the week before? And who did they play the week before?
Right.
Those things matter.
Well, if you play, if you're playing Kentucky at Kentucky and Kentucky played Bucky's the week before, they're not going to be beat up.
They played Kent State or, South Carolina State.
They're not going to be beat up, and you just got through playing.
You just played
Alabama. Or Georgia.
Or Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Their schedule's not terribly terrible, but it's not great. Last year, 2023, LSU Tigers. Now, of course, we know they lost that open one to Florida State, 45-24.
Mm-hmm. That was a good game till the fourth quarter. But that's to an undefeated team.
Yeah, and we found out later that Florida State they were as advertised. We thought they were going to be a 10, 11-win team.
But, at one time during that game, we watched it together. We thought LSU was going to beat them.
Yeah, I did.
They came on in the fourth quarter. They beat them in the fourth quarter. That was a good game.
LSU quit kind of. They had some quit juice in them. So, and of course, they lost that Ole Miss that we watched to replay it last week, I think, 55-49.
Great game.
Shootout.
Great game.
Now, Bama put it on a pretty good 42-28.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a good game, too.
But now they did win their ball game, played Wisconsin 35-31. Now, this year coming in, we'll pull the schedule up and look at it. They don't have Texas. They don't have Tennessee, Missouri, or Georgia. The opportunity for LSU is there. The opportunity's there. So
schedule's not horrible.
I'll say this up front: they've got to win 10 games. They cannot digress.
Mm-hmm. He's won 10 both years.
Yeah, you can't go back.
He won 10, 11
because they won SEC his first year in. You can't go 9. And altogether a 9-win season is not a failure.
No, gosh, no.
But for them, it kind of is because you're digressing. Okay.
LSU's been pretty good most of my life. I mean, they've had a good football team. There was a time there in the 90s when they wasn't real strong. But it's been a long time since they've just not been any good. And I don't expect them to be bad, but I don't expect them to be number 7 either.
Jeff Anderson, hello. JB, Kevin Moore. Jeff said that Gene Smith retires as the AD at Ohio State.
New AD.
Breaking news.
It's going to change some things. I don't think he'll affect the football team, but it could.
Well, they've been shoveling out the money.
Mm-hmm.
Back to LSU here. They've got to win 10 games. They've got to win 10 games. Okay. This is their opportunity here and now. So here's how. Okay, last year, of course, they had the number one offense.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, 7,000 yards. Okay,
Leading receiver in the conference, Heisman Trophy winner.
last year's team is what it is. Jeff Bicuspid.
What's up, Ballard?
Appreciate your kind words there, sir. Wide receiver Kyron Lacey, 550 yards. Mason Taylor, the Hilton guy, he's probably going to look for him to be a deep ball threat. And the Liberty transfer, the C.J. Daniels guy is added.
He's going to be pretty good.
He's a good
Lacey's good. I remember Lacey.
Good ball player. 2019 running back. They still have, I think, 2 guys on this team that played and won a national championship.
Really? Wow.
That would be
with Burrow in that bunch.
Now, when he's a senior running back, Williams, that's probably a good thing. Did you know he was a walk-on?
No, I did not know that.
Wow. I mean, what a story. He's a fifth-year senior, and he's a walk-on, number 27. Jackson, also part of the backfield. Emery Jr. is a fifth-year guy, the way I understand this. And Starr, Caden, and Durham, and he is a freshman. This is their freshman kid. This one I want to talk about. He's from Duncanville, running back.
Yeah, Duncanville, Texas. I know Texas has got a stud in from there. Must be good.
Well, this Durham kid was the running back last year and his quarterback was Keelan Russell. He led 11 MVP, committed to Bama.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
See how we tie all this together? That's why you got to subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
So your Bama commit quarterbacks, his tailback is at LSU now. He's a year ahead.
Well, I bet they won the state, didn't they?
Yeah.
Or did they? I finished 8th.
Was it him or the other guy? I read about so many people.
I think you did say Russell and them won the state.
Okay. So far, running back room. We'll put a little check. I think the running back room is going to be fine.
I'm looking here to see who that is. I think that's Neighbors. Yeah.
Biletnikoff?
Yeah. No, Jamar Chase. My bad. We're talking about LSU. That's why I was looking. I didn't know if it was.
So running back room is good. Talked about some receivers. I think, you ain't got to have – everybody don't have to have 5-star receivers.
No.
Just catch the ball and don't drop the ball.
That Kyron Lacey's a good receiver.
Just catch the ball.
Yeah.
You don't have to break every tackle for a touchdown. If it's second and like you run the ball and you get 3, it's 2nd and 7. Throw you the ball, a little 8-yard small route, catch the ball. And if you get up 8 yards, it's a first down.
Well, they put out some good wide receivers in the last few years.
Absolutely. Now,
you got Neighbors, Chase, Jefferson. I mean,
the 7 or 8 guys that's been through Bama in the past several years.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody don't have a room like Michie, Waddle, and Smith and those guys. So you don't have to. Everybody don't have to catch it on a slant and break it for 40 and score.
No.
So I'm trying to give LSU a chance. Now, I know the Matt that does his podcast over there. He's just creating content. He's saying stuff like, Bama will be lucky to win 7 games probably. Milrose, a joke, has no idea why he has any hype. DeVore is not going to be a good coach. Did
he watch the Georgia game last year?
He's slamming. He's trying to get clicks. He's trying to build a show. And some people tend to want to build their brand by saying idiotic stuff. So people go, hey, that's crazy. I want to watch that video. They'll go on their phone and say, Bama only wins 6. Well, Bama fans are crazy. They're going to think and go, let me
they're
watch
going
this
to either
idiot.
think it's a joke or they're going to think he's
insane.
A butthole. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's the LSU guy and he played there. But
no, really,
he feels like they're going to win the SEC and have a shot at the title, and he's insane. You're either just creating clickbait or you're just stupid.
Well, I mean, like I made the comment that I like Kyron Lacey, their receiver, but I mean, he's not any better than Neighbors and Chase and Jefferson.
No.
I don't know.
He had 550 yards last year, not 1,500. Okay, those elite. You got to be 1,000 or above to be an elite receiver. Am I pretty close on that?
At least 1,000.
Okay,
unless you average about 30 yards a catch, and you only like 30 catches for 900.
I think receivers.
They're good.
running back room, you got a leader like Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely a dog. If he walked on, he's a senior leader running back. He's got to be a dog.
Got to be.
Got to be. All right, offensive line. Your leader, probably expected to be for sure a first-round guy, Will Campbell.
Say that's big. First round.
Will
lineman.
Campbell. Emory Jones, probably at right tackle. Your center, maybe of the redshirt freshman, DJ Chester, and then one of the other guards, Miles Frazier. So this is some of their linemen. So they got some guys back. These
About
are
three guys, 3 or 4 backs.
It's not terrible, but when you have good experienced guys, and I didn't even write down their size, but I remember looking at the sizes, and I don't have to. If you're watching this show, you probably watch sports. You probably didn't come by here after a crochet match and think, I think I'll see what Locker Room Sports is talking about.
No. Not after you've been to a Tupperware party. Bro.
No, you're probably not watching this. So I'm saying that because if you know LSU football, you know their linemen are all going to be about 6'6", about 350 pounds.
Yeah, they got good linemen.
Dogs. Big old rough and tough.
Which will make them better than we're thinking. But, I mean, I'll get into that in a minute. One of their best running backs transferred to Ole Miss.
Yeah. Now, so offensively, they're scrappy. I mean, this first game, they're going to have USC. They're probably going to have to score 45 to beat that team like they did last year against FSU, which didn't turn out well for them. Defensively, though, their punt game was not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Special teams just was not good. Now, they got Blake Baker. Mm-hmm. He was a defensive coach from Missouri.
Right.
Now, Baker's defense, I think it said only allowed less than 5 yards a run.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's over here running the defense at LSU now.
Which they had a tough year. I'm actually looking up defensive core.
Their line, Jacobin, Jalen Lee, Jones, all these guys, Dean, are all 300-plus pounds. Perkins, elite pass rusher. And do they just grow Perkins? Perkins is not a new name for LSU.
No.
Is it not? I mean,
it don't seem to be.
It don't to me neither. It seemed like there's been some Perkins down at LSU. LSU fans, y'all help us out and tell us if you had some other Perkins. Also, Greg Penn. Now, so up front, they're going to have some big old guys. Now, can they move and how well are they going to play? Because last year their pass defense was 118th.
118th, guys. Now, that's out of 130. But how many of those guys they got back? How'd they do in the trend? Oh, no, never mind. I'm letting you do it. I'm sorry.
The pass D last year, defensive back Major Burns, Sage Rhines, and Gilbert. He came from A&M to give them some help. Abraham the second is a safety, and also Brooks. So these are some guys that have some play time. They're not all starters, like all of them did start, but they have played.
Right.
They've come in and have played some.
They got experience.
Yeah. Now, cornerback, I have to freshman P.J. Woodland. These are some names I'm putting on here. Him and the Ashton Stamps. Ashton Stamps.
Mm-hmm.
They're guys that they've seen in spring. These notes come from writers that are at spring football and watch them practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm giving you these names from them. They're going to be pretty good. Some cornerbacks, but the star guy is going to be this Zay Alexander.
Yep.
Played a lot of football. He knows what's going on.
Start last year.
Yeah, he's going to give quarterbacks a lot of trouble. And when Max Miller comes to town, when they meet in Las Vegas to play LSU,
mm-hmm.
this guy here may have his hands full of that.
So this is their best DB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Zay Alexander.
the keys to this team,
mm-hmm.
they've got to win that first game.
Where's it at?
It's in Vegas.
USC. Okay.
It is in Vegas.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to make a determination on it yet. I think they can win it, of course. But it's a good matchup. You think?
Yeah. They've got to be able to stop the run.
118th in pass defense. Whew, wow.
if they can stop the run game for a lot of these teams that we're going to look at right now, we're looking on the schedule. So if y'all got your phones or if you're watching on desktop, scoot you in close there and look, put your eyeballs on.
Now, we got to assume with the work habits of Brian Kelly and the experience, they're going to be better on defense. But is it going to be a lot better?
It better be.
But even at best, if they make vast improvements, so they're still going to be, what, 50th?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's not good enough.
No.
But they won 10 games.
They won 10 games. They had Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, right. That's not there. Now, I like Nussmeier.
I do too.
I am a fan. Good. I am a fan.
I kind of panicked when he came in last year, and Alabama did good against him. But I thought, hey, he come in one game the year before and threw for like 300 yards when Daniels went out.
It's not bad. He's not bad.
No, not at all. His daddy used to be Alabama's offensive coordinator. Or that's his uncle, or is it his daddy? Doug Nussmeier. Somebody tell me that. I don't know. He's kin to him.
Right out of the boot here, we're going to play 2024 at Vegas. Looks like the game's going to be 6:30 Central Time on ABC, podcast listeners. And if you're listening to this on podcast, we do appreciate you guys. Stay tuned and hang in there. We still got stuff to do. Like I said earlier, we will not be on live next week. I may have something going on. I may put something up Sunday night at 6, but it won't be a live show.
Right.
Because this is the coming week ahead for starting tomorrow is going to be – it's the big off week for most all football.
High schools, yeah. And from what I know, in Georgia college. And Alabama.
It's kind of time to wind down the workouts. Take a break, and now we're fixing to come in after the 4th, and we're going to hit it.
Yeah.
We're going to get helmets out. I mean, some kids aren't have helmets. So, now the game too, Dean, y'all look there on your screen. They're going to play Nichols. That'll be at home game.
It's a win. Sorry.
Now, at South Carolina.
South Carolina's got a good squad. They're not great, but they're not bad. They got a lot coming back.
It's 11 o'clock game. Okay.
And I did see the other day where experts are predicting South Carolina to win 7.
And so while we're looking at that, I want to show you.
But it's there.
At South Carolina. So where's South Carolina the week before? These things matter. That's why you subscribe to this channel.
I did not do that. Oh, gosh. They go to Kentucky.
South Carolina is at Kentucky the week before.
Who is 20 starters strong from last year, and including transfers.
So let me think here. We just got to talk about game 1 first. Can they win that game?
I think so.
They're not good. They don't open well, man. They don't play. So. He don't play well opening.
But, I'll be honest with you, and I know we're not odds makers, but I'd have to give USC a slight edge on the line when you – I'm talking about on the betting line. 3.5 maybe. I think USC's got an edge on them. A small one. But I think that's your favorite. Of course, USC, he did good. He did good bringing players in. Riley did, didn't he?
Oh, of course. Yeah, they're going to
have the players.
They're going to be okay. They haven't recruited very well.
I'd say they're not great on defense either. So,
but with the new coach Baker from Missouri at LSU,
yeah,
I'm going to say he has put things in another gear, and Zay and those guys in the defensive back and your cornerbacks at LSU. I'm going to say they get things in gear.
I think they'll not be. They might upset USC. I believe it'll be an upset. I don't know.
I think that Miller will have a hard time not expecting, because the people assume that LSU, like a lot of people have, that defense is not going to be as good. I'm going to give them a win there.
I could see that. That's a coin flip. I wouldn't be shocked if either one of them won.
I'm going to give them a hold up.
But definitely, I do not think that's a insurmountable task to beat USC.
And the reason I'm giving them a win is, again, defensive coaching change. I think they're going to be better on defense.
Yeah. Well, they've got to be.
Nickel, they will be at home to play Nichols. Well, definitely. And then they're going to travel to South Carolina. South Carolina game day is at 11 o'clock on ABC. Podcast listeners, ABC at 11. So in the height of the heat of the hot in South Carolina, September the 14th. I don't care. I think South Carolina's I think they're barely a 7-win team. I don't care where that game's at. I just think LSU can out-athlete them, and I'm going to go – a lot of times when you get things that are kind of close, let's think about this. This is just me. listeners. I think about quarterback versus quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
We're
their
not
quarterback-
100% sold on South Carolina.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
We've talked about him.
Yes,
Guy
we have.
with the goggles.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's great, but he just ain't played.
He's not got a lot of experience.
No.
Which neither does Nussmeier, but I think
He's got more than him.
Yeah.
Nussmeier's not. This is. I mean, he's been in college a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's been around and around.
He's
and around.
learned.
He's been around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a win at South Carolina. Now, UCLA lost coaches, players left. Their quarterback Dante Moore left and went.
That would look like a good, tough game on paper.
That would beat them by 3 touchdowns.
I don't think it will be.
Well, they ain't got no coach. I mean, they
But
lost.
USC, UCLA, and South Carolina. There could possibly be a loss in there, but I don't think there's going to be no more than one.
No, it won't be more than one. If anybody beats them, it'll be USC.
Mm-hmm.
That is a flip game. I could flip on
It'll
that
be
game.
USC.
It wouldn't be hard to convince me that USC beats LSU.
No.
'Cause they don't open well. And this team, man, you got some new pieces here. You got new coaches.
Plus, they're going out to Vegas.
Like Oklahoma, you got the same great offensive line coach, been there since 2013. But Bumbayer or whatever his name, I'll get it wrong. These doctorate majors in English at Oklahoma will kill me for not pronouncing his name right.
Hey, guys, it's hard to pronounce some of that. You ought to see one I got here in a minute.
I've never seen these names in my life. And I've read books from all over around the world. Even the Bible is some of those names
Some
are
of those
easier.
names are tough. Yeah.
So
Rahab.
UCLA, yes, win. South Alabama losing their head coach. Of course, Womack, he's a defensive coach at Bama now, right?
That can be a catch game, but I still think LSU wins it.
And it's, South Alabama is coming to Tiger Stadium. So
No, never mind.
Mr. Fluff Bothell have a safe trip, and we hope he has 500 yards rushing.
Yeah.
We're pulling for them. That'll be a win for LSU. Now, October the 5th, start of the month, October, they will be off. So let's roll on down the page. Now, here comes the train.
Mm-hmm.
Right there in the middle, October 12th. Ole Miss at home. Now, you seen, I just told you that's the one they lost last year, 55-49. We watched the replay. It was a shootout. It's just going to be a dad blame.
I just don't think they can handle Ole Miss.
We both think Ole Miss is going to be on a run. Now, let's do what we do. Let's be fair here, Dean, and let's see who's Ole Miss play the week before LSU. They will be at South Carolina.
South Carolina's got to. Well, we already said that. South Carolina has one of the toughest schedules. I think we only picked
Well,
them to win 6 or 7. Let me look on this sheet here. We've got it right here. South Carolina. We both had 6.5 for South Carolina.
Here's where we continue with the law case here. I'm trying to be good old lawyer, Uncle Matt here. Does Ole Miss traveling to South Carolina affect them then going again and traveling to LSU?
That could be a catch game for Ole Miss.
I think it is their catch. That's their one loss I put on them.
It could happen.
I think I have them losing to Ole Miss, to LSU.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked. Definite. That's a definite opportunity for a letdown. And that would be a letdown, wouldn't you agree?
Well, LSU's got to win 10, but
And they're going to be seeking revenge. I mean, because that was a hurtful loss last year, 55-49. I'm sure it went into overtime too. I remember that.
So.
They did that in regulation.
Yeah.
LSU's going to be better, but darts got a lot of darts to throw. So
He's got a lot of players to throw to. He's got. Well, we've been through Ole Miss.
I don't necessarily pick who's going to beat them, but I think through this game right here, Ole Miss, I do think they're going to have at least, after they play Ole Miss, they're going to have at least one loss somewhere.
Yeah, they got to.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to be undefeated.
So I got them still undefeated right now. I got them beating USC opening week. I think their defense, because of Coach Baker, is going to get them figured out here. Nicholls State at South Carolina. Kill UCLA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-0 headed to Arkansas. I'm not even going to study about that.
Arkansas is going to upset somebody, but I don't think it's going to be LSU.
October.
Well, we got Arkansas.
19th. I like 6.
Not much.
They're terrible.
5.5.
I ain't even going to spend. I'm going to spend about as much time with Arkansas as I do Vanderbilt, or Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm. I think that's our 3 lower tier teams.
None of them's going bowling.
Yeah.
South Carolina and Florida will be lucky to go bowling, in our opinion. And the other teams.
Yeah, just because Florida and South Carolina's schedule's so bad. It's brutal.
So as of right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. LSU is going to make a bowl game. They're 7-0. They just went to Arkansas and won that game. But now here's that game.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to then go to Kyle Field. Go to Texas A&M. So who's Texas A&M play the week before they play LSU? They will be at Mississippi State, so they will have pretty much homecoming game.
I think Texas A&M's going to upset them. I think they go in there with 2 losses. I'm talking about after A&M. They got two losses.
So I agree. I'm going to put them with a loss at A&M. I think Coach Elk is going to have a good stab at it. It's going to be at home. It's kind of in the middle of the season. This is your last game in October, and everybody knows in November what's that mean? It counts.
Oh yeah, it's crunch time.
You can't lose no games at end of October, 1st November, because now you're jockeying for that. You're trying to stay in that top 10.
Right.
So I'm going to give it to A&M. Then they're going to take a week off, and then after the week off, November the 2nd, then we're going to come back to the 9th, and LSU will host. Now, it's a flex schedule right now. We don't know because of TV companies. Is it going to be at 3:30? Is it going to be at 2:30 or at 7 at night?
I think it'll be a night game.
That would be a good guess. And being at LSU, I'm sure Coach Kelly is pleading with, I'm sure it'll be an ESPN, and I'm sure game day will probably be there. I would probably say that. Yeah.
I don't like it when Alabama goes there.
Actually, I think they're better there than they are at home.
I just don't. Well, and that may be a false narrative, but
because it's hard to play.
Got it in my head. It's just a terrible place to play.
It is the worst place to play. Period.
Yeah,
it's the toughest stadium considered by. We talked about it this week, and I know you're not a video game player, but we've talked about it this week. EA Sports, had Texas A&M as the toughest place to play.
Oh, come on.
Now, Todd, listen now, guys. Look right here real close. Todd does not even own a game console. I don't know if he has, probably since a Nintendo when he played Mario.
I did have the Tiger Woods.
Okay. PlayStation?
Yes.
1.
2.
So he ain't had to play a console in about 20 years.
Yeah.
So his opinion would be way different than mine. But would you consider Texas A&M to be the number one place to play?
Love affair with them?
I don't know.
Guys, they had them winning it 2 years ago. They had them ranked in the top 2 years ago. They had them ranked in the last year. They had them winning it.
Well, Des Howard did.
Desmond Howard. 2 years ago, they had him in the top 10. And I asked Matt, I'm like, why? This is after they lost Kellen Mond and all them. I don't understand what's going on with A&M.
It used to be Notre Dame. You remember all this just crazy love affair for Notre Dame? There was this crazy, huge love affair for Notre Dame, and that's just kind of –
it's kind of gone, and they're actually decent now.
Yeah, and now it's A&M. So
it's always somebody that's not doing well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. All right.
I got now after Alabama, I've got LSU with at least 2 losses.
All right, they're 7-1 going into their second off week, and they're going to have Alabama come in tonight to Baton Rouge.
I don't think they beat Alabama. Not this year.
All right, I'm going to call L. I'm going to say that puts them at 7-2 now. All right, now they're going to go to. I think they can win the rest of these games. They got Oklahoma at home. They got Florida, though. It was at Gainesville.
That might be an upset. I won't say upset alert.
Oh, Sideshow Billy is always good for 1 or 2, but definitely one game that you go, there's no way. Because right now in this part of the season, let's see.
Florida's not going to lose all 8 of their ranked opponents.
Let's see who Florida has the week before.
No, it's probably somebody brutal. I think it's probably played the Falcons or the Chiefs.
They're at Texas.
Oh, my gosh. It's tough. They got a tough year. Look, they got Texas, LSU, and then Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's Florida's schedule.
Well, the toughest one in the country.
It is. I'm going to say LSU gets sideshow Billy at the Swamp, but I'm going to put a little question mark out here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be surprised if Florida pulls a skunker, because Florida is another place. It's a
tough place.
Top 6. I'm going to put probably Bama and Auburn will probably be 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
Toughest place to play. Auburn's it's a terrible place to play. And I know
Auburn's very hard.
And I know Alabama fans, you're going to say, well, they ain't beat the ranked team in 2 years. Alabama's fixing to beat them. They've already beat them 4 years in a row. I know.
They could go over there and dress out their JV, and it'd be tough.
It's the place and it's the fans. That's what makes it hard.
It's terrible.
Now, if you're going to rank teams by how many games they win at home, then, Alabama probably would be one. But A&M number 1 on a video game?
I don't understand that.
They're like 22 and 24 at home since they joined the SEC.
Well, what it is they had all this great recruiting, but half those guys have transferred out.
They're gone, man.
They're gone.
The head coach left too. So,
and I think we'll find, and I think Elko will do fine, but I think we're going to find out that Fisher's probably not as bad as everybody thought.
No. Other tough places to play: Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, I guess. Oregon, definitely. Oregon's definitely got to be in your top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be.
I always heard, I'm serious, I'm not joking here. I heard Boise was a tough place to play.
Well, that field's weird color, so nobody's brought that up. And it is. It's the eye trick.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a place that's hard to play. And some of the boys on Craney Company, I think Blaine or maybe Dave, David brought this up. Don't forget about when the Inner Sandman song comes on at Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
That place
I saw their stadium
is wild. It's wild.
Nebraska used to be impossible to play at.
That's a tough place to play. It's historic. They're traditionally, they win most home games. And if you want to go by fans, like if we're going to pick Auburn, if we're going to pick Auburn to be a top team for stadiums, because the fans, it's not because they win. I mean, they've had some of the worst offense and defense. They ain't even had a first-round draft pick in 4 years.
Yeah, but they're still had Alabama beat.
But their fans pack it out, and it makes a difference in the game. So if you're going to pick Auburn for that, I don't think it's fair if you don't pick Nebraska.
Yeah.
You have to, don't you?
Oh, yeah, it's a tough. Oh, it was. I mean, and it's probably still is. Because Nebraska's not had winning seasons, but how many games have they barely lost over the years?
Yeah.
I mean, me and Matt totaled it up. It was ridiculous. It's a 25 that they've lost by less than a touchdown or less. So, I don't know. I think Florida can definitely beat them.
I think that's the one.
That could be a catch game and upset.
November the 16th. So we finish out with, we're going to say they lose to Bama, but then they go to Florida, catch game. We're going to pick a win right now, but you could talk me into saying Florida beats them right now. If somebody just come on here and comment and say, no, they're going to beat them, and here's why, and give me one good reason, I'll go, you're right, I'm changing my mind.
Yeah.
You could change my mind that easy. So I got them finishing 10-2. Could they be 10-2?
I got them going 9-3. I'm going to go 8.5 on them.
I just can't
got them going 9. Somebody, I personally think, scroll back up there for a second. I think A&M.
I can't go 9 and.
I think Alabama beats them. I'll just go on and say that, and I'm probably being a homer, but I do. I think USC or South Carolina or one of them gets them. And I think Ole Miss gets them. And possibly Florida. So I'm going with 8.5. But now I don't think it's not stupid to say 9.5.
LSU. I'm gonna put. God darn.
You're gonna go 9.5.
No, I can't. I just don't think they have the.
But their schedule is very favorable.
It's not terrible. It's not just
very favorable.
It's back end heavy. After they start from that second off week, they're gonna go to. They got 3 tough games. They got Bama. Florida's not a hard game.
I just don't think they can go 10-2.
Oklahoma. Man. God, man, they're right in the middle.
See, Oklahoma may get them.
I know.
I think it's smart for us to go 8.5, 9-3, 8-4. What do you think?
It's at LSU, and it could be another night game. And Oklahoma's going to come to LSU at night.
Clemson's a hard place to play.
Oh, sure, yeah. Right here in the middle, man. Let's just take we got them going. I'm going to pencil this in, and I wrote.
I don't have them doing no worse than 8-4. No way they go 7-5.
No way. They're going to win 8. They're going to a bowl game. LSU punchy ticket to go to a bowl game. And let's just look at this from a broad view. Let's just back up, and we're going to do Texas right here in about 2 minutes. Give me 50 seconds. Let's look at LSU from a broad. USC game, it's a pretty mid game. I think it's okay.
It could go either way.
At South Carolina, yes, man, when it's at night, I just told you, when that sandstorm music hits and it goes dun 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 dun.
South Carolina's upset some people there.
And they're playing that music and the towels are going.
So what if this quarterback's the greatest player in the SEC this year?
And he's good.
Yeah.
I covered the guy. He's good. So, okay. So we got 2 reasonably hard games.
Now, you don't agree that UCLA is going to be a hard game anymore. It would have been.
The coaches are gone and their quarterback's gone.
Yeah.
No coach, no quarterback. Chip Kelly's at Ohio State.
Usually that would be a tough game. UCLA? What are you talking about? We got to play UCLA third.
But it's at home, too. All right, so we'll say USC's a tough one. South Carolina's a tough game.
Could go either way.
Ole Miss right in the darn middle, October 12th. That
definitely could go either way.
The next 3 is going to be – and then they go at Arkansas and then go at A&M. They're not winning all 3 of those games.
I don't think so.
No way.
A&M can beat them. I think they beat Arkansas.
They're bad. Uncle Lou had them picked to lose to Arkansas, and he said you could switch Arkansas and A&M whichever way you want to do it. But I can't even jokingly or half optimistically pick Arkansas.
We'd say we had Arkansas with 5.5.
They're
or
bad.
4.5. It might have been.
They got a lot of trouble.
No, 5.5.
And Coach Pittman
at best.
And Coach Napier on the hot seat. So Ole Miss, A&M, there's 2 more games. So that's 4. We've just named 4 tough games. Now, coming in after their second off week, what is really the tough games of this last half? Bama and Oklahoma?
Yeah, and Florida. You got to count Florida as a tough one.
Florida's probably going to be
they may be 4-5 by that time.
They may have to win this game to win 6 to even be bowl eligible.
Yeah.
Because
they're scheduled.
Yeah. So where are they going to be at?
They have no let up.
Where are they going to be at that time of year? They start with Miami. They got A&M, Mississippi State, UCF. That's easy. Then they got Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss.
They could be 4-5. Legitimately 4-5. But 4-5 with 7 into the semester tests.
So we have 4.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we got 1.
These ain't pop quizzes.
2, 3, 4, 5. They got 6 maybe sort of tough games. Pretty tough.
Before. Oh, you talking about they could go either way.
LSU.
But I don't think they go 6-6.
LSU? No. But that's 4 tough games. But they're probably going to win half of those.
I think that's 9-3.
So that leaves them losing. Here's how I'm trying to do this. They got 6 hard games. I say they win half. That leaves them losing 3. So that puts them at 9-3.
And on paper, everybody's going to say, well, they lose to Alabama, Ole Miss, USC.
So lastly is Ole Miss. Is LSU going to be improved from last year?
No.
Okay.
I think they lost too much. I think they'll be improved on defense, not offense.
I think they're going to slip a trip.
Yeah. I mean, but that don't mean that they're worse because this schedule is harder.
It is.
It's harder than last year's. But isn't everybody's? I think we're fixing to see a let up on you should have done better. 8-4. Look who we played.
Yeah, you
come on, shut up.
We just added Texas and Oklahoma to the conference.
And I think that's not going to go as, you see these posts, and I know, Texas, Oklahoma's in for it. I'm not really excited about them 2 being over there. They can cause some issues.
Yeah.